Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of At Home with the Gamecocks, presented by Ford. We chat today with Lindsay Albani, a member of the Jacksonville State soccer team. Hopefully, we'll get back on the field for the first time, for her at least, in 2 years as she returns from an injury. Hasn't played since, I guess, October of 2018 was the last time she was in uniform. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I hate to interrupt all these classes and everything that are going on right now. So, first of all, your family, you're from Canada. I don't know how severe it hit there or anything, but as far as you and your family, everybody good? Everybody safe at this point in time?
That's healthy, yeah.
Well, that is great. All right. As we were talking before this started, you actually, you didn't waste any time going home when this happened, did you? You've been at home for a while.
Yeah, so immediately when classes got put online, I just packed up all my stuff and drove home. You know, I don't get to see my family very often, so I kind of took that opportunity to see them and spend some time with them at home. So
one thing as a student athlete that people probably, fans don't realize or don't understand, once you get here in the summer for workouts, whenever that may be, maybe at Christmas, but then you're back in January under normal circumstances. So you're not at home and you don't see your folks very much. Do you?
No, I usually go home like twice a year. I'll go home for like the Christmas break and then as long as I can in the summer, but usually we're back like middle of June. So yeah, it starts workouts again.
And it is a nice drive from here to Pickerington, Ontario, Canada, right?
Yeah, it's a long drive. I enjoy it though.
You get to see a lot of the country, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I mentioned the injury. It occurred in October of 2018. You'd played every game as a freshman, every game your sophomore season up until then. When it happened, and you've had a setback or two in there in the midst of all this, have you had thoughts that you might not ever get to play again?
You know, it was tough. It's like mentally and physically draining just knowing that I can't be on the field and having such an impact in my freshman and sophomore year. You know, it was a downer for sure. But I was hopeful and like I work hard and through all of this, I had some doubts, but I knew that like I couldn't go without soccer and I couldn't go without playing it through. And with this redshirt year, it helps me gain that back. So.
All right. The injury occurred. It was a foot injury. Did you think you might get back at some point in time last year in 2019, or was it going to be a year and a half to 2 years before you got back?
So originally, when I hurt myself in October, they really didn't know what was going on with my foot. Finally, I saw a foot specialist in Birmingham and I had surgery on my foot in February of 2019. So after that recovery, it took about 5 or 6 months and then I was back to running for a little bit in June, but I ended up getting a stress fracture in my foot. So that took me out. I was supposed to be back for the season, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. So
how is rehab now? Everything good?
Yes, everything's good. I've been cleared completely. I started practicing fully back again in January, and I played in our spring game, which was so nice to be back on the field. And I just do my rehab by myself, and just I know the exercises to do, and just to keep my foot feeling right. So.
But the pandemic cost you the rest of those spring workouts and some other games, I guess, too.
Yes, it did. We had a few games scheduled and those had to be canceled, but just sticking with the workouts. Zach, our weights coach, he's so good and he gives us weekly plans of workouts to do and just making sure we're doing those is so important. So
to be by yourself and to be alone, so to speak, in doing this, that's quite different than what you're accustomed to. Is it tougher to do it that way?
Definitely. And being home, when I was home, it was cold and it's hard to motivate yourself when it's frost outside and you don't want to go outside. But just knowing that I'm so hopeful that we're going to have season in the fall, that I just want to work and be healthy for then.
I've seen videos of people using blocks, cement blocks to do things or some poles or something like that. Have you had to be creative in some ways in what you're doing?
Actually, I'm really thankful. My family is very active, and so we have a whole gym in our basement. So I was able to use those resources to do the workouts, which I was very thankful for.
From the academic side of things in the midst of all this, to finish the semester and do it online, that was different, I guess, too, because that's more on you than being in a classroom too with a one-on-one instruction, correct?
Yeah, it's a lot different, and especially I'm in the respiratory therapy program, and so we do clinicals weekly and labs weekly. I'm in the hospitals doing 12-hour shifts, so that all had to stop. But we're able to start labs up again because JSU started opening up, so that's really nice. That's why I'm back, and just being back with my class is so important, and trying to get back to a somewhat normal.
Had you been already, had you completed the program and graduated and everything, I guess you'd be on the front lines of this right now, would you not?
Yes. And I mean, it excites me just knowing that, like, coronavirus is a respiratory illness, and it's a hard illness to get over, and the world is going crazy right now, and just knowing that I can maybe go and give some help and be in the medical field and help is so important.
In the midst of all this, were you sort of wishing that you were already done and completed and you could be out there doing something?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, for sure.
All right. You are back, as you said, and working out. Are you anxious and excited and hopeful that you're going to get to play in the fall? That all this is going to.
Yes, it's a prayer every day that we're going to be back for the fall. I know there's so much uncertainty right now, but just staying strong through all that, and just, I guess, staying patient. We usually report in middle of June for some summer workouts, but that's been pushed back to August already. So that's a little sad, but just we have the workouts so we can do on our own. So that's important to keep doing.
Well, being that the field that you're in and involved in, are you optimistic? Are you hopeful that it's going to happen?
I am. Yeah. I'm just keeping positive thoughts.
And getting those runs in every day, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Just in case Coach McDonald is watching this, yes, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, right?
Yes.
Have you enjoyed your time? I mean, you've been away from home, from Canada, coming to Jacksonville, Alabama. Have you enjoyed the experience?
I have, yes. It's been nice being away from home. Like, I obviously miss my family, but just like becoming my own person, being independent. And it was very tough when I was hurt because I was kind of stuck. I couldn't walk. I was on crutches, and it was tough, but I have enjoyed my time here, and I love every second of it.
And I guess you're nearing graduation, correct?
Next spring, yes.
Wow, that's great. Well, thank you. I don't want to interrupt any more of your workouts. I know you got to get back out there and get going, or get ready for a lab, I guess, too. So, Lindsay, thanks for your time. And hopefully we get to see you and watch you running up down the field and get back out there here this fall.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Lindsay Albani, Jacksonville State soccer team, our guest on At Home with the Gamecocks, presented by Ford.